Hi YouTubers, wanted to share another tip with the PT Cruiser. This is a 2001. Just over the weekend had a problem with high idle. It would idle around 4,000 RPMs. Couldn't figure out why. You pop the cover off. You know, this is your accelerator. That felt fine and loose, it wasn't hanging up. This is your cruise control, goes over to a vacuum control unit. That wasn't hanging up. The butterfly valve operates freely. And from what a lot of threads said was, check your butterfly valve in here. It's just like a circular plate with some holes in it. When you press the accelerator, it opens up, allows more air in. More air allows more fuel in. So when you hit the gas, you're actually not hitting the gas. You're letting more air in, and the engine gets more gas all by itself. It regulates its own fuel consumption with the oxygen sensors. Anyway, in the past, I've changed out my air filter unit because the 2001 and I think some 2002 models, the positive crankcase ventilation tube, which you see right here, would go straight up to the throttle body elbow. So you get all that oily mist going right into your intake, clogging everything up, causing a lot of buildup. So the newer air intake filters, they bring the positive crankcase ventilation down pre-filter, because the air filter's right about here, right underneath here, as I'm sure most of you know, and it goes through a little filter to separate the oil mist, and then that vacuum comes up through the air intake, and you're not getting all that oily, misty crud all throughout your intake to gum up your valves and all that kind of stuff. So what happened was I picked up this unit from the junkyard. It's actually 2006 model air intake filter, which has a smaller filter, which I think you can tell by the brackets on the back. It has these more heavy duty hinges, 3 of them, compared to the 5 small tabs that seem to like to break off a lot on the earlier models. So this actually has a smaller air filter than originally was in here, and I thought older vehicle, a little more vacuum would be a good thing. And indeed, my catalytic converter below efficiency threshold 404 fault went away. Any coincidence? I'm not sure. I've run a gallon or 2 of lacquer thinner through the tank at half tank, like some of the YouTube videos had said, and it went away kind of after that a little bit, but then came back. So it's right on the threshold of being fine. But that fault has gone away. Maybe a coincidence, maybe not. Maybe it's due to just warmer temperatures out, perhaps. But my so this unit, there's these little spongy filters that are on just the other side of where this hose connects from the positive crankcase ventilation tube. And at the junkyard, I grabbed a couple of the filters in case they would go bad or crumble. Well, one must have got stuck up here in the vacuum reservoir and got lodged in my butterfly valve. Lots of threads say they left shop rags or something got sucked in there, high idle. And sure enough, here it is. One of the oil mist separators that was down here, I think had just from storage and stuff, got lodged up in here and finally sucked its way loose and got was right in here at the throttle body, causing the butterfly valve to hang up. So I'm sure that's the source of my problems, and my high idle speed will go away. And I also wanted to share the tip on changing out your air intake assembly so your positive crankcase ventilation tube isn't throwing that oily, hot, misty air straight into your elbow. So when you get this whole unit from, say, the junkyard or maybe eBay, you're going to need a different elbow right here too, because you don't want to have a port there that you're not going to connect that tube to. It's going to connect down in the bottom. So hopefully maybe this will help somebody, and good luck with your PT.